Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is written and directed by Martin McDonaghs and stars Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, Sam Rockwell and Peter Dinklage. Now believe it or not, I've personally been waiting for this movie for quite a while now, because I absolutely love McDonagh's last two movies, In Bruges and Seven Psychopaths. And I've kind of been waiting for him to release a new movie ever since, and it's just taken quite a long time for anything to happen, and it feels like those two movies came out quite a long time ago. In fact, I love those movies so much that they actually inspired my 2016 short film Easy Targets. That's how much I love those movies. So yeah, Three Billboards was quite a long time coming, and I'm glad it's finally here. But was Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri worth the wait? Yeah, it kind of was, because this movie is amazing, and I can happily admit that it's actually one of those rare movies where everything perfectly fits into place without ever putting a foot wrong, and all of these really good elements fit together nicely due to an incredible script from Martin McDonaghs that feels incredibly believable and is actually quite unpredictable at times. I honestly did not know where this script was going to go, and I have to give Martin McDonaghs the highest praise I can give him, because this script took so many risks and so many curveballs throughout the story, but none of them feel forced or out of place, but instead any risks that are taken are instead there to progress either the stories or the characters along in the most natural way possible. And whenever a twist or a curveball does come along, it feels like it's enhancing the experience rather than taking away from the experience. Now, the one main aspect of this movie that a lot of people seem to be praising, besides the script, is the acting. And I can easily see why, because everyone in this movie gives really good performances. No matter whether they're one of the main stars or whether they're only in it for a couple of scenes, everyone across the board gives really good performances. Woody Harrelson I thought was really good as Chief Willoughby. I thought he was really good in the movie, and he starts off acting a certain way, but by the time a certain thing happens in the movie, you start to really sympathise with his character, and I can easily say that for pretty much all the characters in this movie. By the time the movie ended, I somehow felt sympathy for nearly every single character in the movie, despite how shitty they first appear. And that, again, gives praise to the amazing writing by McDonaghs, but also to the incredible performances in this movie. However, for me, the two standouts in this movie were easily Frances McDormand as the grieving mother, Mildred Hayes, and Sam Rockwell as Dixon, this racist cop who works for the Ebbing police. They were just so good in this movie. Frances McDormand was incredible in pretty much every scene she was in. Sometimes she can be incredibly brutal in what she says and just say it as it is, and even though what she is saying is very truthful, it can pretty much a lot of the time come across as incredibly funny as well. So you have those scenes where she's really good, but then you have these other scenes where she gets really deep into the emotion of her character, and like I said earlier, you really do feel sympathy for her despite some of the awful shit she says and does in the movie. And that also applies to Sam Rockwell's character, because like I said, he starts off as a racist cop who is really hard to like in this movie at first, but the arc that his character goes on is easily the most satisfying in the entire movie, especially after one incredible scene that he has about halfway through the movie that I believe is done in one shot. That scene was just so good, but also so shocking at the same time. Literally everyone in my cinema gasped at that moment, and I don't blame them, because it was incredibly well handled, and that shock value of that scene had so much of an impact. Now, one thing that I will say is that Three Billboards is easily a lot more drama focused than McDonagh's last two movies, and even though I love the dark, pitch black humour of his last two movies, I really appreciate the fact that he goes for a much more mature tone and just an overall drama-oriented approach in Three Billboards. But that's not to say there is no black humour in this movie, because there is. And when it's incorporated into Three Billboards, it's done in some of the best possible ways that, again, feels believable and natural. None of the jokes in this movie feel out of place like some of the like it does in some of the Marvel movies. But instead here, it only appears when it needs to, and it's handled in some really, really creative and really funny ways, also making the movie more entertaining as a whole. I also really liked Carter Burwell's score for this movie. I don't think it's as good as his score for Seven Psychopaths, but again, it works for the tone and atmosphere of Three Billboards really well. And I also think, compared to his last two movies, this is easily the best shot movie out of the three Martin McDonaghs movies that he's made. And I'm not saying that In Bruges or Seven Psychopaths are badly shot. I think they are really, really well shot for those types of movies. But here, especially seeing that there's a much more of an emphasis on the characters and the drama than his previous two movies, he spends a lot more time setting up the shots, and they just look a lot nicer and have a bit more of an impact than they did do in the previous two movies he's made, which is really nice to see. And I can easily tell that as a director, he is gradually progressing and improving with each movie, which is why I'm not trying to say his last two movies were badly filmed, because they're not. I'm just trying to say that you can easily tell that he's progressing with each movie that he makes, and he's getting better as he goes along, and I absolutely love seeing that in a filmmaker's filmography. But yeah, as you can probably tell, I absolutely love this movie. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, and at this moment in time, I can't think of a single thing wrong with this movie. It was unpredictable in the best possible way, the performances were all great, and Martin McDonagh's script just proves to me that he is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to screenplay writing. He does it so well. So guys, that was my review for Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I hope you enjoyed it, and I just wanted to quickly say another thank you to pretty much everyone who supported me throughout 2017. I know I said this in my best of 2017 video, but I just want to say it again because I want to. But yeah, 2017 was one of the best years I ever had on this YouTube channel. I reached 100 subscribers, a load of different milestones happened. One of my reviews actually reached 2,000 views and is still rising, which is great to hear. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that's happened in 2017, and I also wanted to say that in 2018 things will be changing. I won't be getting rid of movie reviews, those will still be a thing, but I just want to tell you that I am going to be trying a lot of new things this year. A lot of new video ideas I've had, some of them for quite a long time, will finally be surfacing in 2018 and hopefully should be coming out very, very soon. I'm going to be continuing other series that I started last year or the year before that didn't quite go anywhere, but I'm hoping to carry them on, like short film reviews should be coming back sometime soon in this new year. I'm going to be reviewing more of my personal favourite movies, which I think should be pretty good, because I've been meaning to do more of them, and I didn't really do that much of it last year. But it's something I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and I hope to do a lot more of them this year. But yeah, there's not really much else I have to say. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Bye.